There is a last residual view of Comet SWAN in Sagittarius, or close to it. I did an extensive search for it in the previous video. I'm going to stay with that. What I've just done is I've navigated to do up a synchronization on alpha rats, and then we will be going on to the NGC 76 to 7699 series. I'll be doing adventitious studies. Maybe we'll get 15. Typically, I get about 15. Typically, this time of year, 15 galaxies in. Maybe something else will come along. So this is our view of the beautiful colors associated with Comet SWAN, which should be approximating its closest approach to the Earth at about 25 million light years. I'll have to look that up on the manana. Once again, at 7:32, October 20th, 2025. Okay, I just aligned and just synchronized the Model 2 Alpha Rats. And it's on the Great Square. It's associated with Andromeda. I think it may be Alpha, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I'll have to do research on that. Anyway, we're going to move on to our first study for the evening after seeing the beauteous Comet SWAN. We did our SWAN dive earlier in the evening. Well, I just spent the last half an hour dealing with a mechanical issue that happened with the mount. It seemed to have bumped into something. I heard it. And then after that, I lost all alignment looking to the east. It's now 7:57, 8 o'clock. Sky's really dark. What we're looking at here is NGC 7600, a galaxy in Aquarius, magnitude 11.9, 3.1 by 1.6 arc minutes. Pretty nice, large size for an almost 12th magnitude galaxy. Obviously, it's oblate, 2:1 aspect ratio, lenticular spiral, 157 million light years distant, RA 231853, with a declination of -7 degrees, 34 minutes, 48 seconds. If I'm sounding weird, it's because it's very cold out now. It's probably a little bit above freezing. Okay, here we're seeing NGC 7606. It's a galaxy in Aquarius as well, but it's brighter, magnitude 10.8, but also quite large, 4.2 by 2.3 arc minutes. Spiral with a lowercase bc, which makes sense because it's got a brightish core, but it doesn't blend off very much. 102 million light years distant, put it about 120,000 light years in diameter. RA 231904 with a declination of -8, 2908. And we're going to make this brief tonight because I've had so many issues and I've already done the comet imaging. And it's getting quite cold, although it's the night before the new moon, the best night you can possibly have for deep sky observing. Oops, I left it running, didn't I? Well, we had a nice long view of that edge-on galaxy. Here we have NGC 7610, very vague, galaxy in Pegasus, magnitude 13. Fairly large, 2.5 by 1.9 arc minutes. Let's push it a little bit more. Spiral with a capital B, which means 2 spiral arms, lowercase c, so a very, very faintish core. It's supposed to have a ring, 160 million light years distant, puts this about 120,000 light years in diameter. RA 231941 with a declination of +10, 1105. Let's push it up to 150x, and I'm going to continue searching while we get a few more stacks down. 11 to 12.5 in Pisces, but it's 12 is a 12.8 in Pegasus. Let's move on because I'm getting really chill here. We have a magnitude 17 in Pisces. It's right on the celestial equator. It's probably going to be a magnitude 15.5, but let's see if we can actually see it on the screen. Okay, what we're looking for here is a magnitude 17, photographic, of course. We're going to go ahead and step through this a little bit. Most of the studies have been turning up further to the north. I am seeing a faint, what could be a galaxy there. We'll have to go ahead and consult with adventuresindeepspace.com to determine its references to other neighboring studies. There are a couple of fainties there. Let's go just to 150x as I read this. NGC7613 is a galaxy in Pisces, magnitude 17, photographic, 0.2 by 0.1 arc minutes. So very bright in the average surface brightness, but all we're going to basically do is see a very vague star-like core. Lenticular spiral, which means it's probably magnitude 16 or less, which would be quite good actually. RA 231951 with a declination of just above the celestial equator of 25 minutes and 21 seconds. I'm going to let this one develop a few times as I step through because this could be one of the faintest galaxies we will have honestly detected as of a visual magnitude. Okay, 14 was nothing. There's a 14.3. 15 was a galaxy. 16 is another faint galaxy, but let's push past that. 17 is another galaxy, 13.8 was smallish. 13th magnitude elliptical is 18. 19 is a magnitude 11.1. I think we should probably head there next. All right, we're seeing two exceptionally brightish galaxies. The one right here is probably 7619. It's possible this one will turn up later. It's further to the east. Basically the same right ascension hour. This is west and this is east, north and south. There's a faint galaxy here for my recognition. Pushing the magnification up because the stars look pretty good, and then reinitializing the stack because we have just gotten some streakage, I do believe. Here's our initial view of 7619 and Confrere. Here is the 90x. Now we're up to about 120x. That's a good view. The stars look pretty good. Let me tell you about the galaxy 7619 in Pegasus. Magnitude 11.1, 2.8 by 2.5 arc minute elliptical, and it sure does look it. 170 million light years distant, puts it about the size of the Milky Way, maybe 90,000, 100,000 light years in diameter. RA is 232014 with a declination of plus 8 degrees, 12 minutes, and 22 seconds. Pushing the magnification up on both of them. This one has more of an extensive aura. This is a little more condensed. This is probably our elliptical, and this we may pop up later on. Let me go ahead and step through these and see if there's something else here we might want to turn up because my hands are getting very cold. Oh yeah, there's another galaxy in Pegasus, but it's at 17 degrees, so I doubt this is the one, but let's give it a run. Okay, here we're seeing NGC 7625. Looks kind of face on, but it's probably, oh, it's a spiral A. Galaxy in Pegasus, 12.1 magnitude, 1.6 by 1.6. It is pretty much face on. Spiral with lowercase a, as mentioned, 72 million light years distant. This is a smallie, maybe 40,000 light years in diameter, if you can consider that small. Within a 13.8 billion light years across cosmos, however. Right ascension 23 hours, 20 minutes, 30 seconds with a declination further north of plus 17 degrees, 13 minutes, 33 seconds. Let's let this one stack a bit as I continue. Oh, there's a nice 11.1 magnitude galaxy next. Where have we seen these two before? This is our featured galaxy, and we probably would have discovered this if we had read Steve Gottlieb's description of the field of view. NGC 7626, galaxy in Pegasus, magnitude 11.1, 3 by 2.7 arc minutes, It is an E2 elliptical, which means it's probably going to be about magnitude 13.6 in terms of blue-violet photographic magnitude. 157 million light years distant, right ascension 232042, with declination of +8 degrees, 13 minutes, aught. And pausing out. Okay, here we have supposedly NGC7600, a galaxy in Pegasus, magnitude 14.2, probably right over there. 1.1 by 0.4 arc minutes, so it should be relatively, yeah, it's just kind of edge on. There's our galaxy. It's nice how we have the clues here in the Gemini 2 handset to help you tune into what you're seeing in the field. It's 1.1 by 0.4 arc-minute spiral with peculiarities, but this is really weird. It is 556 million light years distant, putting it about 175,000 light years in diameter. And it is not an elliptical. It is just a spiral with peculiarities. It says magnitude 14.2, could very well be its actual magnitude, but if that is its blue-violet, as it's probably somewhere around magnitude 13.5, but it looks pretty faint to me. I have to check out Steve's site, adventuresindeepspace.com, to get the visual magnitude, because he seems to do a pretty good job of quoting purely visual magnitudes in his logging notes. Oh, what a beauty we have here. What a star field. This is Andromeda area. This is maybe the first galaxy in Andromeda that I've encountered in the 7060 series, and not Pegasus. 7640 is a galaxy in Andromeda, magnitude 11.3, 10 by 1.9 arc minutes. Spiral with a capital B, 2 arms, BC, a mere 29 million light years distant, but multiply that 10 arc minutes by 29, you get 290. That puts it somewhere around maybe 70,000 light years in diameter. Does seem to have some neighbors. And if I were to go out in a galaxy tonight, it would be this one. And you know what? It's so cold, and we're now in 12 minutes. It would almost make sense to do this at various exposure times, which I'm now going to do, but I may not go out on it because we're only not even halfway through the 7600 to 7699 series, but I will be doing some real skipping after this beauty right here. Let's go to a 30-second exposure time. You gotta love this star field to go along with NGC 7640. This is our first stack at 30 seconds. You can see quite a bit of an extension here. When I point out this is roughly full moon size, full moon pretty much fits just a little bit outside of this field of view. You can see that we're getting probably 1/4 of the field, so let's call it 4 and a 28, 7 arc minutes anyway, and who knows if we're not seeing something else further out here. I have not adjusted the histogram at all on this, and I will leave it alone for the time being, because what I'm going to do now is go for 60-second view, and then we're going to do some real big leaps throughout the rest of the 7600 series. Okay, here's the last of the views at NGC 7640, and that's without adjusting the histogram. Now I'm going to go ahead and make some histogrammic adjustments. There we go, that makes it look quite nice. Pushing the magnification, centering in the field. The stars look pretty round. This is a 60-second exposure. We've got 2 stacks. I'm going to let it continue to stack as I look for our next study, and I'll tell you what's in the series a little bit. 41's a 13.9 galaxy in Pegasus, 42's in Pisces, magnitude 13.7, 43 is a galaxy in Pegasus, 13.2, 44 is an NGC, is also 51, it's in Pegasus, pretty distant. Sculptor galaxy next, 7645, way far south, magnitude 13.1. 46 is a 14.7 magnitude galaxy in Aquarius. 47 is a 13.6 in Pegasus. 48 is a 13 in Pegasus. 49 is a 14th magnitude in Pegasus, very distant, 560 million light years elliptical. 51 is a magnitude 15 in Pegasus. 53 is a 12.7 in Pegasus. 54 is an open cluster in Cas, but too far north. 56 is a galaxy in Aquarius, 13.3. This Grus galaxy at magnitude 15.3. 58A and 58B is 14.9 in Grus. 59 is a 14th magnitude galaxy in Pegasus. 60 is a 12.7 in Pegasus. We have a planetary nebula in Andromeda. We're going to go there next, but it could get some blockage of the aperture of the scope. But let's do that one next. Well, there you have it, folks. Very bright planetary nebula in Andromeda. I should know the name of this one. I have observed it through a 6-inch scope. Had a Maxitov Cassegrain at one point. Unfortunately, it was relieved of my custody by a break-in. I am going to keep pushing this baby all the way up just for the heck of it, and then back down. I'll give you some data as I'm stepping back. NGC7600 Planetary Nebula Andromeda, 8.6, 17 by 14 arc seconds in size. Central star is magnitude 14. We cannot discern it from the rest of the brilliance of this planetary. 6,400 light years distant, right ascension 23, 25, 53, with a declination just clearing, being blocked a little bit by the roof try of 42 degrees, 32 minutes, and 5 seconds. Backing out to our final view at 90x, centering it in the field. I'll step through now. 63 is a galaxy in Aquarius, very faint, 15.9. 64 is a galaxy in Pegasus, 12.7. 65 is a galaxy in Aquarius, magnitude 13, I believe. There's a nothing at 66, a 67 is a 14th magnitude in Pisces, 68 is a nothing, 69 is a nothing, 70 is a nothing. Basically just faint double stars that have probably been picked out. I know you'd rather hang out with a galaxy than this planetary nebula. It's not displaying very much. Decent star field, though. Let me go to something else, and then we'll hang and cover the rest of the studies. Okay, what we should be seeing here is NGC7600-7699. I skipped over some things that I did not tell you about. But anyway, NGC7674 is the brighter of these two galaxies here, and I'll tell you about both of them because one is 7674A. 7674 is a galaxy in Pegasus, magnitude 13.2, 1.1 by 1 arc minute, 390 million light years distant, probably about 110,000 light years in diameter. It's a spiral with a capital B, so 2 spiral arms. BC, 2.5 times removed from lenticular. It's probably its actual visual magnitude. Right ascension 23, 2756 with a declination of +8 degrees, 46 minutes, 43 seconds. A is a galaxy in Pegasus, magnitude 16.1, 0.3 by 0.3 arc minutes. Now that means its light is condensed and looks kind of like the core of its neighbor 7674A in terms of brightness. This is a spiral with a lowercase a, so it has a brighter core compared to the rest of the galaxy. 390 million light years distant. I'm not sure what the last one is because I don't have that memorized. RA 232759 with a declination of 8 degrees, 46 minutes, 58 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and zoom a little bit on these two and change the histogram. Maybe I can brighten them up a little bit. Well, that was too much. There we go. That's not bad. I'll darken the background field a little bit. I lost a little clarity on that. Let's leave it right about too bright on the foreground. Come on, let me slide this thing, will you? It's just too cold out. Oh, well, I may have to give up on that. Come on. Oh, barely able to move this thing now. We'll leave it that way. Okay, so skipping along for the rest of the series, 75 is a 14.9 magnitude galaxy, 77 is a 13.2 in Pegasus. There's an 11.8 at 78. I think we should, that's okay. 79 is a 12.9. I'm looking for something with an aspect ratio. 80 is 12th or 13th. 81, magnitude 13.7. 82, 13.1. 83, 12.5. 84, 13.6. That's not bad, an aspect ratio. Let's go there. 76, 84. Okay, we're hoping to see NGC7691 here. It's that 12 point, I'm not seeing it. That is certainly not a 12.9 magnitude galaxy. Pegasus, 12.9, 2.1 by 1.6, spiral with a capital B, BC, ring, 184 million light years distant, about 100,000 light years in diameter. Maybe we've got to play with the histogram, but we're not seeing much in that field. Oh, yes, we are, and the histogram revealed it. Wow. I had to really back off on the right histogrammic control. I could probably brighten it up a little bit with the left one, but it's not working very well tonight. It's not responding to my cold hands. Anyway, this galaxy is 12.9, as I said, with a ring, right ascension 23, 32, 24, and a declination of plus 15 degrees, 15 minutes, 51 seconds, skipping through. 92 is of magnitude 15, galaxy in Aquarius. 93 is a 13.4 in Pisces. 94 is a 14th in Pisces. 95 is a 15.9 in Pisces. 96 is a 14.8 in Pisces. 98, it must have been 96 because it's now 98, 13.3 in Pegasus. 99 is galaxy. Just to be inclusive, let's go ahead and look at this. We're over 22 minutes into this video now. Okay, NGC 7699 is galaxy in Pisces, magnitude 15.9. If we zoom in, I usually have to drop it down a little bit. Could be, there's a group of galaxies here. I have to track it down with Steve's adventuresindeepspace.com. 7699 is magnitude 15.9, 0.6 by 0.3 arc minute, spiral with a lowercase a, 243 million light years distant, maybe 65,000 light years in diameter. RA 233426 with a declination of minus 2 degrees, 53 minutes, 59 seconds. We are definitely going to go out on the great Andromeda galaxy this evening as our Carpe Noctem view. Not too shabby for a 10-second view of Messier 31. Look at all the texture. Wow. Beautiful. A couple of dark lanes. This one's fainter. There's some incursive lanes over here, brighter spots. We're not quite seeing the H2 region off over here, nor are we framing Messier 32. But I have to say, quite a nice view because we have such a good, clear, dark sky. I'm not even going to push the exposure time up on it. Let's go back to our smaller scale view. I am going to say Carpe Noctem. And do look for the Comet SWAN video I did earlier. A lot of searching around for it, but I learned an awful lot about how to do it. And how inaccurate data you can get online is about celestial coordinates for studies. You have to be very, very careful with it. I was sure I had matched the dates, but apparently not quite the case. Playing with the histograms, I say these things. Anyway, so you have to be very careful about double checking and triple checking your data when you're trying to go after comets. Shall we say? Carpe Noctem.